I had to go live for this one. Um, this is really awesome. The Kenobi series on Disney Plus broke their records for premieres for a live series, and that's as good as it can get. I mean, I hear people, gushing over Stranger Things. It's almost pathological for them. I think. Like I said, I don't have any reason to go to watch Stranger Things. I don't want to watch it. I think it's stupid. And Netflix has never addressed its cuties problem. Okay, so my attitude is no, I'm not interested. Just me, I'm not interested. But yeah, Kenobi pretty much accomplished what it was supposed to accomplish. Okay, even with the Moses Ingram fiasco that was made up by Lucasfilm and started by Lucasfilm, and perpetuated by the fandom menace. I am really proud of it. And look, the people in the fandom who are perpetuating a lot of this hate for this and hate for that, and basically hating everything, have got to decide where they are in their lives. Okay, they've got to start understanding that eventually people are going to get tired of it. I got tired of it, all right? They're not people who look for solutions. Here's the deal. When I was working in DC, and we would have to go to the Senate side, and you'd run into different senators, and Trent Lott, John Cornyn, Kay Bailey Hutchison's office, and stuff like that. And you'd be talking to their staffers because we had the Texas senators, especially. We had a lot to talk about, and you suddenly realized they don't want the problem to go away. What would be their purpose? Where would they get their money, their power? They don't want the problem to go away. Woke up tomorrow and Jon Favreau announced the sequel trilogy is gone. They're retconning it. There's no more Ben Solo, no Rey, no Finn or Poe or Rose Tico or Haldo. What would they do? They derive their power from the fact that there are things out there that people hate, and they run with it. Okay, and it's true. Okay, so Kenobi looks good to me. Okay, and it is doing pretty well. We'll have to see the next episode, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks great. I can't wait. Okay, and it's gonna be interesting to me seeing where this goes from here. With the disparate fan groups. Again, there are three. There's the very small minority who likes the sequel trilogy, and they hang out at big channels like Star Wars Theory, and they have their own little club, making Star Wars. Those trash mongers, Star Wars Explained with Molly Damon and her bitch Alex. You know, Steele Saunders, Hello Greedo, those garbage mongers. Hey Joe. Then we've got the fandom menace. And there's a third group. There's us, who hate this sequel trilogy far more than anybody in the fandom menace could ever imagine. Hate Soilo far worse than any in the fandom menace could ever imagine. Do not tolerate this shit. Will gatekeep against it. They don't care about that. The Phantom Menace doesn't care about that. See what they, when you've got channel owner going, you can like whatever you like, and tolerating that shit. No, okay, no, get the fuck out of here. You are not a Star Wars fan. Okay, there's no place for us except for my channel. Okay, there's no place for us to discuss what we've seen. Where's it gonna go? What is Obi-Wan going through right now? What is Vader gonna do? Okay, what is Reva's endgame? No place for us to go. You know why? Know why? Because we see a problem being solved, right? We see a problem being solved. Okay, and we want it solved. We're sick and tired of being browbeaten by. I mean, look, like I said, Lucasfilm never had to come out to Moses Ingram and say, the fans are racist. What a dumb PR move. Then she says it out loud in public. It never should have been made public. If I were her, I'd have said, I'm not going to the fans, and I know that when she was at Star Wars Celebration, her experience was vastly different. Then we've got supposedly people on Twitter, and according to all the SJWs, the LGBTQ skills community, they are defending her. It's like Twitter is full of bots. There's a reason why Elon Musk wants to get to the bottom of the bot problem, because, hey, if the Twitter subscriptions are over half bots, and I think they probably are, the value of the company, goes down the tube. Oh, I had somebody say to me that she actually showed it, but she actually said she never saw any of it. Say it's Lucasfilm starting problems, dividing the fans, and here we are going, no, we're not. I don't want to defend Jeremy Griggs. Okay, I don't want to be part of that. But I do know one thing. If you unfairly call him a racist, I'm going to jump down your throat and pull your lungs out. Okay? Okay? Just like if you go after Moses Ingram, not because of her talent as an actress, but because she's black, I will jump down your throat and pull your lungs out. This fucking shit has got to stop. Okay? Can't we have any fun anymore? Do you remember when the world was fun? I do. It's back in the 1980s. All right? Back when we had a president who gave a damn. Okay? Back when we had a proud military. When you could make a movie like Cannonball Run and no one would bat an eye. And there you go. But the shit going down with the Phantom Menace. Look, if somebody was to come to me and said, I don't like the way she plays the role, I don't like her acting, how do I articulate that without being called a racist? My attitude is, don't go on Twitter or on YouTube and say it, because they're going to use that against you. Okay? You don't give the enemy ammo. Okay? Again, it's the Gina Carano thing all over again. When she did that beep boop bop thing, she was just being a smartass. She knew what it meant. She knew what she was doing. Get off of Twitter. Every one of you guys. Look, all of you, get the fuck off Twitter. And if you feel the need to lash out, write it down in a notebook. Put the notebook down and walk away. 10 years later, you'll go and read that and go, why the fuck was I mad about that? Okay, Twitter is not the place for emoting. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm on Twitter because, look, when the shit hits the fan at Lucasfilm, and it is going to. Uh, I think sooner rather than later, like Euler Greg and Cameron both said today to me, be a lot of people leaving. And I have my little guns set on a few people at Lucasfilm that have caused a massive amount of trouble for everybody. Okay? Caused a massive amount of trouble and chased fans out of the fandom. And I'm gonna troll the motherfuck out of them. Phantom Menace forgot who the enemy is. They think everything Disney now puts out there is trash, and that's not true. And that again is unfair. Obviously people liked Kenobi a lot. Okay, a lot more than they liked Boba Fett or even The Mandalorian. I bet the only episode of a Disney streaming show that did better was probably Mandalorian, the end of season 2, episode 16. Okay, the whole thing was like, and then but look, you've got fan sites saying, "Well, Mandalorian was okay." No, you loved it. Fucking A. Shut up. Don't sit here and lie to me. I heard you. I saw you. So please shut up. Okay? The receipts are there, guys. Okay? So please, all right? The Book of Boba Fett came out after Gina was gone. Part of the reason why it didn't do well is, first off, there were problems with it. The rainbow-colored Vespa speeders. Okay? Those characters in general sucked. All right? But I'm not going to sit and shit all over the entire show because I didn't like those characters. Okay, that's not cool. Okay, it's not cool at all. So there you go. All right. We have a lot of people amongst us that are unable to be the adults in the room and to let things go. And that's the problem. And meanwhile, their hate is not helping them. Obi-Wan Kenobi seems to be going great guns. Good. Okay, good. And I'm going to tell you something. There is going to be a reckoning for a lot of these channels. Okay, you can't keep up the bullshit. All right, eventually people walk away. All right. For decades, CNN was the gold standard in cable news. Now look at it. Okay? And eventually the rot, inner rot at Fox News will appear. And eventually, it looks to me like they're finally getting it right. Okay? Another thing, going after Jon Favreau. Why? Clickbait. Clickbait. Stop doing that. We know the story of why Boba Fett wasn't as good as it should have been. He had a movie script that was shitty. Robert Rodriguez was only in it to make the show for himself. There you go. Okay? Notice he wasn't at Star Wars Celebration. All right? Neither was Leslie Headland. Okay? Eventually, people will start seeing through the facade and walk away to other channels. Okay? People can't stay. Well, I don't think she's ever coming back. And really, I think at this point, if she did, I'd be kind of mad. And the reason why is I wouldn't be mad at her. I'd be mad at Jon Favreau for wanting her back. Like, why? Why? there's a thing called professionalism. Hey, hey, Polly, how you doing? And a lot of people just don't understand it. I mean, I'm certainly not professional on my channel, but I don't make any money on it. Trust me, if I had a monetized channel, I would not be as verbose with the blue language as I am. Okay, I'd watch what I was saying. I would have to change a lot of stuff up. Okay, just because I'd say professional dignity that a person should have if they launch themselves in the public eye. Um, Probably in another like 15 minutes. My husband's getting his hair cut right now, and I don't really know what he wants to do when we get home. So, and it's hot AF here. The dog is like, I don't want to go outside, Mom. I mean, here, look at him. What do you think, Polly? So yeah, I mean it's hot, and I'm actually I ordered the Hasbro Black Series 6-inch, the client figure, Werner Herzog. Show me the baby. I can't wait. It's gonna be here today. I'm like, I'll show him up. No, he's not. He thinks I'm nuts. But I come from the Andrew Breitbart side of activism, I guess. No, he's not. He's like, I don't, and it's nice and cool in here. So, hey, man. Okay, that's good. Welcome to the channel. Um, but yeah, it's not, it's a day not fit for man nor beast. I haven't gone to see the horse. They don't go out in the pasture until night now because the flies are so bad. We've got all kinds of, like the other day when I was out in the yard, I got attacked by a deer fly. Motherfuckers. Sorry for dropping that F bomb. But I'm like, and they're big. They're like, you could take aircraft artillery and shoot at them. Okay. Nasty. All right. They're evil incarnate. But we've got these little green, they're like this big, and they look like arrowheads, and they're these green flies are like lime, they're bright green. They bite the horses and there's blood on them. The blood streaks. It's like, get off my horse. Of course, you got the big horse flies that are huge. And Kay just kicks them off. But man, you be riding in Virginia and some of the horses that just take off. They don't want them around. And they will buck and go nuts. But Kay was pretty chill about that. Not chill about a lot of things, but about the bug life, yeah. But yeah, so we got those little green things and horse flies and deer flies, and it's just it's nasty. You know, I love it when people give me shit about not liking hot weather and humidity. I hate it. It's miserable. I don't want to be outside, and I'm an outside person. But the heat bothers my breathing, and it just drains all my energy. Like Friday is supposed to be like 80, which is better. But we're going to go to the Reading World War II fly-in and look at all the planes. There should B-17s, B-24 maybe, hopefully, the B-25, B-26, a bunch of P-51 Mustangs, Corsairs. There was a war. God, there's one called a war a Warhawk or something like that. All kinds of different things, and they got vehicles from the war. They got guys doing doing the reenactors. We got guys in Japanese art uniforms. We've got guys in Russian uniforms. We've got guys in British uniforms, and of course Americans everywhere. And they put the Russians way at the end. And every time you see them, you see the women, and they're in the Russian female World War II Army uniforms, and they look every bit. All right, go back to the 80s. Do you remember the Wendy's ad, the Russian fashion show? That's what they look like. They look like tanks themselves. These women are like, you're like, ah. Yeah, I mean, Kenobi's doing really well. And, you know, again, look, it goes to, we'll go back to the reason why there are people bitching about it and why the big channels allow it. They go look it up. It's a Wendy's Russian fashion show when I'm done. It's hysterical. We've got first off, it's prequel haters. There are people that are part of the community that if you tell them, have you seen the prequels? Yes. Did you like it? No, I didn't like it. George Lucas ruined my life. How did he ruin your life? And then you find out they hate the sequel trilogy. Okay, fine. You want to know how I ended up realizing that the prequels were really good? Sequel trilogy was that bad. I got the flu. I didn't have anything to do. I was miserable. I'm laying in bed wrapped up, laying on the sofa wrapped up with a blanket. My old dog looking at me like, Mommy, are you going to die? With a fever. And I watched episodes 1 through 5, or 1 through 3. And went, Attack of the Clones probably needed editing help. But the stories are good. The writing is better than the sequel trilogy. And, you suddenly realize that a lot of the bitching and moaning came from Red Letter Media and the media in general who hates George Lucas. Okay. That's why we're where we're at with that. So there are people that hate the prequels and won't watch them again. They've seen them once. And this is me. If you've only seen it once and you saw it at the theater back in 1998, 1999, then go back and watch it again. Do it. Do it. Okay? Just go do it. So, we've got those people. Then we've got people who were burned by the ST, and I'm in that group. Who are burned by Solo. I'm in that group. All right. But I've also put that in the past because Jon Favreau is a very different filmmaker than Kathy Kennedy. Okay. And I like where it's going. Star Wars is in a much better place than Star Trek is. Okay. Then we've got the people who, well, basically that's it. There, and of course, then there's the Gina Carano simps. And like Ichibaka walked away from this because of her. I didn't realize Cara Dune was as big a character as Leia was. Okay, I might walk away if they'd done that to Carrie Fisher. I would walk away if they did that to Harrison Ford. I'd walk away if they did that to Mark Hamill or Billy D. Williams. Okay, but I have my opinion about what Gina did, and she was wrong. Sure. Oh, after Gina was let go, he just shut everything down and walked away. You can go look at his blog, but he quit. He quit. He quit. I mean, it has become a political fight, and that's why I hate this. And that's why I hate it that big channels go and talk to Alex Jones and Glenn Beck. Why? This is not political. And you're making it that way. George Lucas is a Democrat. I swear to God, the guy thinks Richard Nixon's ghost hides under his bed at night. Okay? But I don't hate him. Look at the beautiful thing he gave us. Okay? Why are we making this political? We're doing what they're doing. That's wrong. Okay. Then, and I found this out, if you guys actually want to go, if you haven't subbed to Cameron's Patreon, he lost some subs because he likes Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I know that there are a few people here on my channel that I think probably unsub from him that haven't been on in my chat in a while. And, you know, they're being childish. They're being babies, okay? They want Kennedy to be dragged out by security with all of her shit and thrown out in the street. All right? They want an announcement to come from Disney that all the woke people are fired. It's like, that's not how Disney does business. How many different ways can I tell you that? Calm the fuck down, okay? Look, I love my subs. It was silly. I mean, it's not like Gina Carano is Anne Margaret. You know, she's not. Oh yeah, I know, Polly, I know, Joe. But we have extreme people on our side, okay? Let me put it, look, I'm gonna tell you something. I was a member in very good standing in the Republican Party. I listened to Rush Limbaugh, and I miss him a lot because look, he wouldn't be following this bullshit like this. Okay? He wouldn't be extreme. All right? He watched regular TV shows. He liked Empire, you know, and all the rest of that stuff. And he would have a different take. All right? He had a libertarian streak in him. And of course, Andrew Breitbart, who actually I think sat in for him a couple times and it was awesome. I mean, we need somebody in the community that has a punk rock view of things. We need somebody in the community that has a heavy metal, punk rock, I don't give a fuck view of things. That is politically incorrect, but looks at the people who run to Alex Jones and say, why are you doing that? He's nuts to their faces that they can't shut up. Okay, look, those people gatekeep. They gatekeep just like making Star Wars and Star Wars Explained. Okay, those guys gatekeep. Okay. The only thing I don't want around me are sequel trilogy fans. All right. That was an insult to my intelligence. That was an insult to my intelligence. Okay. And it was an insult to the actors that were in those movies. Soilo was an insult to our intelligence. Okay. Kennedy knows that. She basically admitted it sucked and it failed. She blamed us and Alden Ehrenreich. You know, Alden Ehrenreich should take some blame. What the fuck did he think he was? Okay, fine. But it wasn't just him. It was the backlash against TLJ. But it wasn't just that. The movie sucked. The writer basically said everything wrong right before it dropped about Lando being bisexual and all the rest of that stuff, and Donald Glover did not help. Look, they don't know their fan base. okay? They live in an echo chamber, okay? And it's like, they need to be called out. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Polly. But I gotta go. Our intelligence is being insulted both times. You can't sit there and say, John Favreau dropped the ball, and then sit there and say Kathy Kennedy's leaving. You can't sit there and say that when you like The Mandalorian. You can't sit there and talk about him and not admit what was going on behind the scenes with Boba Fett. Okay? We have people, again, we have people, just like the politicians on Capitol Hill, on the Senate side, that don't want the problem to be solved, because if it's not solved, they're making money. This is the way they make their living. A lot of them. And if it gets fixed, people are going to start leaving, okay? You know, when Kennedy leaves, and she is going to probably sooner rather than later, what are they going to do? They're going to move the goalpost back. I'll leave you guys with this. The reason why Kenobi is getting backlash is because it is good. And these people push the goalpost back. And then Lucasfilm has to come in with again, they played the race card. And here we are. Anyway, I gotta go. I just wanted to say, good job, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We'll be watching. All right. See you guys around the galaxy.